welcome to the Science Faction Podcast, where science meets fact meets fiction.
This is Science Faction for the week of August 17th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Dominguez, and with me tonight, finally, two people.
What's up? I'm Ben Lawless, and Devon's here.
Devon Graft, what's up?
He's back.
He's back.
Hey.
I heard that you fell into a pit in your yard. Is that true?
Sort of.
Okay. That was dramatic, man. I can't wait to hear the story.
No, I was just more yard work. We're, as I've explained before, getting ready to putting grass, artificial grass, which we finally got some of it today, and we're able to get some of it installed. Actually, I just sent you guys a picture.
Ooh.
Oh,
that looks good, man. Look at that. Look at that green just popping.
Dang.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You sure that's not just the photos you gave us before, just with like photoshopped?
Yeah.
Because they're like from the exact same locations. It's pretty great.
I was gonna say, so we've been waiting for the grass to be delivered, the turf, because it's a lot, and so it was coming in like multiple shipments, and then they kept getting delayed, and so finally today, actually, we got one of the shipments, and so that's why we're able to do part of it. We were hoping to get it yesterday and do a lot of work on it, but it didn't come in. So yesterday I was working on the fence mostly, just because our fence is in really bad state. We need a new fence all around the yard, but for now we're just like rebuilding parts of it that are the worst. So
that's how it goes, man.
Was it like storm damage?
It's just an old fence, like every piece of it. Like, so the reason it needs repairs is because the posts at the bottom are rotted away, and so the whole fence would like lean, and so you can either take it apart, take the post out, and put a new post in, and then attach everything to the new post, which you did in one part. But you can actually get these metal things where you can drive them into the ground, and they go around the post, and so once you drive them into both sides of the post and then affix them to the post, the old post, they keep it upright, which is what we've been doing. But it's like even like doing that, like taking off the I guess pickets and things, you see that like all the boards, all the 2x4s that are connected to the post are like rotted away. So it's like adding new wood to those to keep them secure for now, but it's like we just need a whole new fence. So
yeah, you're just doing like a band-aid job. You got to get the thing replaced from scratch. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, definitely. So I did that yesterday, but luckily some of the grass showed up today, so we were able to do that today, and then the rest of it should come tomorrow. Of course, I have to work tomorrow, but we want to get it done as soon as possible because Jen and I are going to be out of town next weekend. We're leaving on Thursday to go to Milwaukee because every year we meet up with Tony and Maryland to see a Giants game. And we always go to an away game so that we can, as opposed to going and seeing them in San Francisco, so that we can all go to like a new fun city. So like we went to Miami and San Diego, and now we're going to Milwaukee, which I'm sure it's not, as far as I know, it's not known for being like a fun party town, but I'm sure there's plenty of cool places to go.
I've heard good things about Milwaukee.
I've heard nothing about Milwaukee.
Oh, you
I
gotta get
always
out more.
think of Wayne's World.
Yeah.
When Alice Cooper, they see Alice Cooper, and he's like, has all these facts about Milwaukee. He's like, Native Americans, it's called the good land.
I tried to make that joke last week, but I couldn't remember the exact reference. Did
you know it's Milwaukee?
Huh?
Did Milwaukee come up, or
Milwaukee? That's what I said, and Ben was like, "You're being insensitive to the plight of the natives," and I was like, "What?" I think that's what happened.
Which I don't recall that, but that sounds like something I would say. So
yeah,
yeah.
Hey, but you knew I was going to Milwaukee?
I
don't know how it came up in conversation.
Maybe I mentioned that before.
I don't know. Can we read back the transcripts? No, there's nobody here. There's no transcripts. So our
we'll
patrons
get our
probably
intern
know.
on it.
Yeah, our intern. Come on, intern. Cool, man. So Devon, you've been working hard, not hardly working. That's fantastic. Ben, can we get some Orion updates? What's going on with Orion?
Man, he's as happy and as carefree as ever, but he's started to lose a little bit of his appetite. Probably just his appetite for bad food, because I think that he's just getting picky. He doesn't want to eat his dry kidney disease, the food that's good for kidneys.
Oh,
not kidney disease food.
Well, okay, I got a solution for you, Ben. You're not going to believe this.
Don't eat the food that gives
the food called kidney disease giving food. Don't give him that food.
Yeah.
Okay, so the medicinal food or whatever it is that's for him, he doesn't like to eat. He
likes the canned food though, so he's eating.
The
that's
expensive
fine.
food. That's good.
Yeah. He's a dog of fine taste, and now in his old age, but he's throwing up a little bit more, occasionally. Yeah. And lab is really not feeling good when they don't eat their vomit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not happening. He's not cleaning it up. So
that means you have to. Oh,
that means it means we have to. Yeah. So
that is gross. We know, but that's also showing that your dog is not doing what your dog normally does, and that's cause for concern.
Yeah. So it's every day is a day at a time, right? That's the only way it ever is. It just happens to be now, so but there's just been it's an odd sort of thing, right? Because we it's tough going through this on an extended thing, but what an incredible gift to be told by the doctors, hey, he's not doing good, and we get to enjoy this time with him when he's almost normal,
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Just given that peace of mind of we know what's going on. We know it can't be solved. So here's our course of action. And just knowing those things, it's going to lead to a sad ending, but
he could get a kidney transplant, but I don't think we're going to do that.
Yeah, no. I mean,
right.
Look, he's a great dog, but he's not that great of a dog. I'd say the same thing about mine. Let's go peacefully. We don't need another kidney. That's tough. That's a real tough call.
Yeah. So, we just went through this with our cat earlier this year. And so we're just kind of trying to figure out when do the bad days outnumber the good days? And we're not there yet,
That's good. That's positive.
So, yeah. But again,
so
keep an eye on it.
The cat had a kidney thing. The dog's got a kidney thing. Who's the next oldest in your household?
That would be me.
Then I've got some bad news for you. There's something that runs in your family that you need to be aware of.
So, man, I'm looking over at the rats. I think that they'd probably, because they really only have a 2 to 3 year lifespan typically. So,
so Marcia, my sister-in-law used to have rats, and she would be head over heels over these things and do the surgeries to give them extra life. She had one that lived for 3 years, so the money paid off, but man, was that a lot of money for that little rat.
Yeah.
That was insane. Okay. And what else was going on with the dog or anything else?
No, we're giving him 1 liter of subcutaneous fluids every morning, which that's a lot of fluid. And so because he's only got one eye, and now he's got this hunchback from immediately after getting a bunch of fluids. We've
Oh,
been calling him
yeah.
our Quasimodo dog. You know,
Wow.
but he's
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like it is what it is. We're working through it. We're doing it. You know, we're doing a lot because we are still, of course, working. You know, like getting him. I think twice or three times a week we've been getting blood work done
Oh, okay.
just to
Yeah.
check, and his values are not going in the right direction.
Right.
So yeah.
That's sad, and it's gonna do what it's gonna do, man.
Yeah.
That sucks. Sometimes it's good to distract yourself when bad things are happening like that, where there's nothing that you can do. And sometimes
Right.
you play a board game, or sometimes you watch a movie based on a board game. I just did your
Yeah.
segue for you.
I did both. Thank you, Stephen. We've been playing a lot of Clue lately, and turns out there's a movie from 1985.
Yep.
Have you guys seen this?
I love that movie. That's
I've
like
never seen it.
Whoa! Wow. Okay.
I hadn't either until this week, but if you like Tim Curry and Christopher Lloyd and Michael McKean, like
it's zany. It's like a zany murder mystery, all set within the Clue cinematic universe. No, it's just like a single movie, and it like somebody dies, and then like more people die, and like you're trying to figure out who did it. But like people are just like wackily like running through the house with items, and it's just kind of bizarre and weird. And I know a little movie fact about it. When it came out in theaters, it has 3 different endings, and they sent the different endings to different theaters so that people were like confused even more. And I know that now like the current digital release like re-edits the end to like say it could have happened like this or like this,
right,
or like this. So it gives you all 3 options for an ending.
Yeah, we
That's
saw
so
all 3
fun.
endings.
Yeah.
And I had recently heard that our local college, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, my alma mater, and Devon's as well, they had a production of Clue earlier this year where at the beginning of each night, the cast would be given what the details were, and they had to work that into the night's performance. Like they had to randomly pick the murder weapon, the place, and the and who done it.
That's fun.
And yeah,
I mean, it could be, you know, that sounds like it'd be fun.
Yeah, evidently it went over very well. So yeah, I very much liked it. It stood up, and it was confusing as all get out, but yeah, man,
it's almost like a Mel Brooks film. Because it like that satiricalness of it. It's pure satire on like the simplicity of a board game murder, and where it's not simple at all. But yet at the same time, the filmmaker, I don't remember who wrote or directed or anything like that, but they paid very specific attention to the clues that were in the movie. Like you can follow when like certain characters will just disappear and then they'll reappear, and like it's not just like in watching the movie it just feels kind of wacky, like, oh, someone's not there, nope, now they're back. But like there was a reason why they were gone. They did something, like it's accounted for. It's not just it comes across as being very loose and just wacky and zany, but it is a tightly choreographed movie, which is so much fun. I haven't watched it in years. I'm probably overselling it, but I remember really, really liking that movie.
It's strange because it has a lot of, we're withholding information about the characters for literally no reason.
Yeah,
you know, other than just to draw out the plot. But it's still like it's a mystery, right? And it's well acted. I think the acting is probably the best part of it all. But there's a lot of just really funny moments throughout it. It's really slapstick.
for sure.
And yeah, and you don't see a lot of it coming. It's really strange.
It's fine.
But
It's
yeah,
fine.
and evidently Carrie Fisher was originally cast to portray Miss Scarlet.
I could see that.
Um,
I
yeah,
could see Carrie Fisher in a movie like that for sure. She probably would have been a
yeah.
bit of. Well, what year did it come out? Welcome
Well,
to the Clue movie podcast.
1985, she had to
85.
withdraw to enter treatment for drug and alcohol addiction.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that's after Return of the Jedi, so she was still Star Wars famous, but she might
Yeah.
have been like rehab famous at that point, and that wouldn't have done so well.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But, yeah.
So
That's what I saw.
fantastic. I'm gonna move us right along, talk about some stuff. I had a Shatterpoint rematch a week ago now.
Oh.
But I
with
remember
Christina's husband?
with Christina's husband, yes. So last week we played a game that, or I talked about last week that we played a game that was very, very well matched and took a very long time. We only the 3 parts of the game. The first one took us nearly 3 hours to complete, and I was the victor of just that portion of the game. And so then we had a rematch, and it was the same squads, the same terrain. It was the same everything except for the objectives were in different places. And of course, playing the game, who gets the turn order is always randomized. So the game was very similar, but not exactly the same, because that's the nature of this particular game. Anyways, Greg won.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. This was a week ago. I've played an RPG and a different miniatures game since then, so I don't remember all the specifics other than we played 2 rounds in about that 3-hour time, whereas before it was 1 round in 3 hours. There was a really good back and forth. It was still a really good matchup, but he just after that first round, he barely. I remember it being very, very close that first round, and he ended up taking it. And then come the second round, I had used up a bunch of my resources and like doing fancy stuff in that first round. That the second round, I just couldn't stand up to what he was dishing out, and he won that one pretty easily. But man, Shatterpoint's still a fun, awesome game. I just got another box today, the Deploy the Garrison Squad Pack, which has Director Krennic, Death Trooper Specialist, Shore Troopers, and Death Troopers. And I'm excited to get that built and painted up. Play some more Shatterpoint. It's cool stuff. Today, actually, we played this other game called This Is Not a Test, which is, again, a miniatures war game where I was actually like a third wheel on the game. It was Christina's husband and another friend of ours that plays, and it's like a generic post-apocalypse kind of. So you have like raiders and mutants and caravan people and like all of these like tropes of the post-apocalypse, and you pick one of those and you build out a squad. And then the board that we played on, there was like a piece of terrain in the middle of the board, this like broken down building, and the score was after 8 rounds. Whoever had the most models around it, each model was worth a certain amount of points. So through the course of the game, destroying the opposite side's models means that they then cannot use those models to score points. And so it was like last man standing situation. They played against each other with full squads. I just played 3 raiders that came in and just attacked both sides with no skin in the game. I could not win the game. I didn't earn victory points or anything. I just played as, just some random raiders that ran into the middle of this fight. And it's a really cool system. It's not very well known, but it works really, really well. And I was able to use my Fallout minis as my raiders, and of course, Christina's husband has a fantastic boards where like the play spaces, if people listeners aren't familiar, typically in these miniature games you have terrain, and terrain has meaning within the game. If there's a building with several levels, maybe you can climb up on those levels and get a better shot on your enemy, and that could give you bonuses to your dice roll, stuff like that. And that's how this game was as well. And so the board he had a piece of a a broken bridge and several buildings, one of them mostly destroyed, and cars that were all wrecked up. And there were a couple of cars, and they were like dented in a very particular way, and they look like the size of those like die cast cars that you see in grocery stores that they sell, not the Hot Wheel size, but like a size bigger. I was like, oh, are those from the grocery store? He's like, oh no, those are from an old The Walking Dead miniature game. That's Rick Grimes' truck. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't even know there was a Walking Dead miniatures game. Anyways, that game was a ton of fun. We were all learning, so and I don't remember who won between those guys, but it was fun, and it kind of reminded me, Devin, of when you came and we played Relic Blade, where it was just like, I have a team, you have a team, each of our dudes do something a little bit different, and we fight, and it was just that, but like post-apocalypse kind of. So anyways, that's what I did today, and that was a whole lot of fun. The other thing I was going to talk about looks like Devin's talking about in our next segment, so it might be time to move right along to that. What do you think, guys?
Well, would it be in the future or now?
Oh, that's a great question for Devin. Talk about that show, or those shows that you've been watching.
Okay, so I've listed two shows, Dark and Alien Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, Steven, you show you mentioned was Alien Earth. Have you guys seen Dark?
My mom's been at my mom. Shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. She's been trying to get me to watch it for like years.
Yeah,
but
I started watching it, and it's dubbed or subtitled. I didn't want to watch it dubbed. I was trying to watch it subtitled, and that wasn't good for me. And I watched a couple episodes. I got a little bit lost, and I was like, I need to come back to this later when I can focus, because like kid stuff was happening at the same time. So, and I just never got back to it.
Yeah, we like to watch things with subtitles on anyway. So we are doing dubbed and subtitles.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, the first season is weird because they didn't do a good job of having those be the same. So it's like two completely different people like translated it for the subtitles and translated it for the dub, so they don't match. Second season's like perfect, and then the third season, which we're on now, we're almost done with the show. It's slightly off sometimes, but it's fine. That's really not that important. The show itself is pretty good. So yeah, Steven, you said you watched some of it a little bit. That's all right. So you see the same characters in different times. So they cast different people, different actors for the same character to represent them at different ages. And then it keeps getting more and more complicated with people traveling through time and things like that.
How does their time travel work? I didn't get that far.
So it works in the way that whatever someone does when they time travel is what happened originally.
Okay.
And they do a really good job of that. So it's like, basically you can't change anything, because if your future self tells you to do something and you do it, they already knew you were going to do it and already have a memory of you doing it. They just tell you to do it because when they were you, the younger self, their older self told them to do it. So they're fulfilling the thing, but it's no matter what, it's going to happen this way because that's how it happens. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like when I was writing a time travel short story. That's the same style I was going for, and that is incredibly difficult to write. So,
and this is a show with an ensemble cast with multiple periods of time. Like it starts off with, there's the present, and then they go back 33 years. Everything is based on kind of a 33-year cycle. And so then there's 33 years before that, but then there's also 33 years ahead of that. And then later seasons, it's like, oh wait, no, we're going to add more periods of time. and then I guess I won't spoil anything, but
No.
there's an extra level of complicated complexity in the third season. And it does a really good job of that. Like everything, like even like as watching it, I'm like, when someone does something, they're like, their younger self is like, well, I'm not going to do that, even though, they know their older self does something, they don't agree with their older self. And they're like, well, I'm not going to become like that. And you're like, no, you have to. You have no choice. That is what you
That
are.
is what
That's what happens in
happens.
this timeline.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it sticks to that. And that's kind of the whole point of the show is there's this knot and cycle that everybody is stuck in, because no matter what, you can't change it because it's already happened before and will happen again, and there's no way out of it. um and of course, but that's the whole point, is like trying to get out of it. And then there's like these, kind of secret organizations trying to manipulate time, but again, it's not really possible.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
How,
it's got all that, and it's written really well.
how's the vibe? Because I think that when I was talking about it with my mom, it was in reaction to me saying how great Tales from the Loop's vibe was. And she was like, well, if you like that vibe, like kind of the slow burn and kind of
It's
the
this Well, that's also what's kind of funny, is it's a slow burn for sure, but also it's like each episode feels a little slow,
Mhm.
but yet it seems like a lot of stuff happens in each episode. So there is
and
payoff.
and mind you, I'm saying slow burn in the best possible way. Like
Yeah.
there's
Well, no, I think
yeah.
so. All of that, I think it's a really well made show. It's really well written. I and Jen, because she kind of mentioned this scene before me, we're at the point where we're like, okay, can this just be over now? Like,
Oh, it's been
it's
too slow of a
kind of
burn.
becomes a slog.
So the slow burn turned into a slog.
Yeah, but it does a good job of keeping the pace that it sets. Like, it doesn't, a lot of shows could just be like, oh, we're in it now, like so much crazy stuff is happening, we're gonna really amp up the pace and like all this crazy things. But it does a good job of staying at the same pace and still focusing on characters. Like, crazy stuff happens, but every character is still like, wait, what? That's insane. Like, how could this happen? How are you? Blah, blah, blah. But as the audience, you're like, okay, we've seen 3 seasons of this. We know it's all this crazy stuff's happening. Get on board. All right.
Mhm.
Like, and so, but it's really good, but it can be, it gets to be kind of a slog. And there's a lot of kind of like we even like kind of decoded like the structure of an episode where we're like, okay, now this is going to happen, now this is going to happen, and then we're like, oh, and I know the dialogue because they're going to say, we don't have time, oh, like, oh, I'll make everything right, or like they say the same things over and over, and you're like, okay, we get it, all right. So it's really good. I think you should watch it, especially
Yeah,
Steven, with how much you love time travel things.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it
then
has a
if it's the vibe
95%
you like,
on
you should watch it.
yeah, it has a
Maybe if it
95% on Rotten Tomatoes. So like
No, it's a really good show. Like,
Nice.
maybe if it was something where you had to watch it one episode a week, where you could like look forward to like, oh, what's gonna happen next? But binging it, it's like, okay, it's a lot of the same stuff.
Was
yeah.
it originally aired somewhere? Because
It's
streaming
German, so I don't know
the
if like they aired it originally as like a weekly thing or
because
how it worked.
the pacing of streaming only shows versus shows for traditional broadcast TV is different. It's different pacing because you got to think about
True.
commercial breaks and you have to think about weekly things and what's the audience going to remember versus what's all that kind of stuff that you can kind of throw out the door with streaming because they're going to watch it
I don't
in a
think
row.
they're not worried about you remembering, because they do not like they get to the point where like, well, you know who everybody is, right? We don't need to re-explain stuff. And you're like, this person is doing this thing with this thing. Did they know that that thing was this thing? Like, apparently they do, but I don't remember that. Like, it's so complicated that, and I'm not saying that the complexity is what makes it hard to watch, like in the way I'm saying that. That's not the case. Like, I'm not feeling like, oh, I'm lost, so I don't care, or I'm too stupid to get this, so I'm just gonna check out. I don't get that. I'm fine with sometimes it's like, oh, I don't remember this, but I'm assuming it was all set up properly because it's a really well written show, and it's just there's so much going on that I don't remember this one specific detail that this one character learned, and now they are acting on that knowledge. I'll just assume that I saw that and that they're acting properly on that knowledge. I just don't recall when they gained that knowledge.
So, do you
But
think the show is good about like keeping, like not doing the bait and switch thing with certain characters? Like, oh, this character's always been good, and then suddenly does a bad thing, like because then you'd have to remember why they did the bad thing. It seems like the show is more like
no,
consistent that way of like,
no, it's consistent. Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's consistent.
That's cool. Because that's what you need in time
I think,
travel. You need consistency, otherwise it falls apart quick.
yeah, it's a really well done show. I recommend it. Just maybe don't binge it. Maybe it's not a bingeable show.
So
Or maybe it's
watch
just
a
me. Maybe it's
couple,
just Jen.
wait a while. Okay, fair enough.
Because Jen the other night, she's like, "Can we watch this on like 1.2 or something?" And I was like, "I wish, but that's only on like your browser or your phone."
Oh, wow. She wanted to speed through it.
Huh.
Fair enough. Okay, but what about Alien Earth, which is the one I thought you were going to talk about?
That's all right.
There we go.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to tag up on that a little bit. It is just all right. There are some choices that they've made that I'm like, oh, that's not good. I don't like the editing at all. There's something just like weird and choppy, and they do weird like imagery fading in and fading out too much. It feels like a music video from the early 2000s. Like, I don't know. There's just something weird about it.
Yeah, that struck me right away because they do that right away. They start having these flashes of things like, "Don't get bored. Like, don't worry, we're having aliens coming. Look, here's an alien." Like, 10 seconds into the show, here's an alien. Look.
It felt like it was pandering to the audience so that the audience wouldn't get bored. I bet you that's studio notes. They're like, "It's too slow. It's too slow. Dark is a failure. Don't do that. They hate that. Speed it up." So yeah,
that'll get too high of a Rotten Tomatoes rating. Like,
yeah,
you don't want that.
Can't have that.
Yeah, Alien Earth. That's another one that's got a huge, really high Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Which one?
Alien Earth. It's like it's like critically. Yeah.
Oh, right on. Yeah. So the editing bothered me the most.
Yeah.
The other thing that bothered me the most is that this is so very slight spoilers for the show. A spaceship holding aliens crashes on the Earth, and the people come in to see what's what. Right. So right away you have characters that are going onto the ship, like from the buildings it's crashed into. But then once they're on the ship is perfectly horizontal. Like, they didn't tilt it at all. It's just because, they're sets, whatever, but like not even trying to like make the shadows weird or anything to make you think maybe the ship has been tilted. They just forgot about that bit. I'm like, that's weird. That's bringing it out for me.
Yeah, that whole crash thing. I agree. I have a lot of issues with that, but I kind of just was like, whatever. I'll just give it a pass for that.
Yeah,
but
that I'm like,
there's
okay.
a lot with that. That would the amount of destruction that would have caused.
Yeah.
And how did they not see it coming?
Yeah, what would you do?
It ran into something like near like the moon's orbit, it seemed like, and then it had the whole like coming in like. It's Earth. Are there not like tons of satellites and space stations and spaceships and all kinds of sensors and everything to detect like anything happening? And then it just surprisingly comes out of nowhere and runs into a building, and like, so should have known that was happening.
There could be a couple of in-universe answers to that, where like one, Weyland Yutani
ship, they didn't report it.
Yeah, it didn't report it. It's keeping it secret. It's got its transponder turned off. Like, there's a bunch of things that could make that like, okay, that's evil corporation.
I hope an asteroid never comes towards the Earth. I hope an asteroid never comes towards the Earth in this universe, because they're not going to see it coming.
There's no way. Alien
not until
asteroid.
It hits the ground. Like, oh, I guess that was an asteroid.
Oh, look at that. So yeah, that part. So those are like the bad things. The good thing, I think, the production design is fantastic. It takes that late 70s, early 80s future vibe and just expands on it. And I like all that stuff. The ship, there was like some shot for shot, like remakes almost from the original Alien, of like people waking up out of their cryopods, stuff like that, which was all just dead on. Mother, the way they talk to the computer, all that stuff's cool. But then you get to like the meat of the story, which one of them is like they're this other company, what's it called, like Prodigy or
Prodigy. Yeah,
Prodigy,
Prodigy.
are taking brains. They're taking brains from kids that are gonna die and putting them into robot bodies, just to see if they
Yep.
can. And so there's that technology. There are cybernetic, so people with mechanical enhancements. And then there are also just straight up synths, or what would you call them?
Which are already established in the Alien universe. So that one is
Yeah.
normal. Then they got these other two categories.
So like,
And they even tell you, it's so important, they tell you like when the show starts, they give you the text of like, by the way, you're gonna need to know these three definitions.
yes, a synth is different from a
Oh, I love
cyborg.
that.
It's different from a hybrid, or whatever they're calling them. So like that, there's that, and then there were like, that was cool. I like, okay, fine, throw different types of life forms at me. That's what this show's going to be about. Bunch of different life forms. Cool, let's go. And then it goes to like the aliens on the ship, and there are the classic xenomorph, whatever their name is, style. And then there's others, and that cat one I thought was the highlight of whatever episode that one was in, because you see like this cat, and you're like, oh, there's they introduced the cat before, because it's like Jonesy, right? Like there's a ship's cat, and then after the crash, they come across it, and it like turns its head, and one eyeball is just like giant, and the other one's normal, and you're like, that's not right. And then it like comes out of it's very horror. Like, this is not for kids whatsoever. This like eyeball pops out with all these tentacles, and as soon as it pops out, the corpse of the cat just falls dead, and things start skittering around. That was fantastic. Oh, I loved that.
I thought that was cool. I could see it coming because they'd already shown that thing. I'm like, oh, it's that identical monster.
Yeah.
But it looked cool.
It looked
so. I liked the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, this is interesting. They're not. It's so they're building up different things that could be cool to explore. Kids being transformed, or their consciousness being uploaded into a synthetic body.
Yeah,
that's cool. The corporation stuff has always been part of the Alien universe, and it's kind of cool to see it in more detail.
Yeah.
I thought they did a pretty good job of like building the story up, and so I was on board after the first episode, and then the second episode was just so much a typical horror. Here's a group of people inside a spaceship. That spaceship happens to be crashed on Earth, but whatever. But we're going to go on board the spaceship, and then one by one, people are going to die. And I'm like, okay, that's fine if the idea is we're going to take an episode and get the aliens off the ship and then take them to like a research facility where the aliens are going to get out and start like colonizing Earth, and that can go somewhere. That's interesting. But then that episode ends with like an extension of that, like, oh, we're going to have to keep exploring the ship. Maybe, and if that's all it's going to be, the whole season is just going to be like, we're on the ship. Oh, we got to stay on the ship. We got to keep doing this ship stuff. It's like, well, who cares if the ship is on Earth or in space? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
And then, and there's the different aliens. I'm like, why are all the aliens like so like deadly? Like, it's cool, the xenomorph's deadly, maybe one of the other one's deadly, but if every single alien's deadly, it's like they're not interesting. There's nothing like new about them. They're just more ways to kill people.
They're deadly in different ways. Like, I think really, and then you nailed it right there. Is that's what this show is? A bunch of different super deadly aliens killing humans until there's only a few humans and no aliens.
Well, and then they have the thing like in the building where there's that party of like people who dressed up like it's the
French aristocrats. That was weird.
Yeah, which I thought that's kind of cool. I mean, it's insane they didn't hear a spaceship crash into their building, but I mean, that's kind of cool. But then that's just another thing for the alien to kill. Like, there's nothing more to it than just here's a funny, interesting set piece so that the alien can kill different people. And I'm like, okay. I did think I thought it was funny because I was like, well, in the first episode when the crew are actually kids, because they act like kids, which is cool.
That was done really well. The actors did a great job pretending to be kids.
And I was even thinking, like, at the end of the first episode, when they're like, okay, this is the group of people who's going to go, like, save people on the spaceship. I'm like, oh, this is a great explanation for Prometheus. Like, if Prometheus, the crew members had been kids in adult bodies, great. That makes way more sense. And then in
Oh my
this show,
gosh.
it's like, okay, they are going to make dumb decisions, but it's okay because they're kids. We expect them to
Yeah,
make dumb decisions.
that's fine. They're in these robot bodies that they've established are super fast and super indestructible and all that stuff. Sure, put kids in there so they can make mistakes and then be okay. And then yeah.
So that was all the feelings I had about it. The CGI isn't great with those bugs that like fell on the guys. Like I was watching it with Jen, and she was like grossed out by it. I'm like, I am not grossed out by this at all. It's a cartoon on a human being. Like there's nothing scary about this. And then the way it kills the guy by just like sucking his blood out, I'm like, that's so ridiculous. I have no fear of this ever happening to me at any point in my life.
Look, if I'm not scared to death every second of my life, I'm not living.
Yeah.
Quote from Devon Kraft.
I mean, I still see the Xenomorph, and while there are some shots of it that are a little too CGI, like it looks cool. Like they
built a whole suit. There's the behind the scenes stuff. It's a dude in a suit. It's all that. That's cool. So yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with you. There was some.
It's like Jurassic Park. What more can you really do with it?
They're really squeezing the blood out of the orange. It feels.
Alien hunts people down. It's scary. You can't, even if they were to capture it and put it in a research facility, you can't just have it like being like, I would love that. It'd be interesting if people were just doing research on it, but then it's not Alien. It's not a horror show or movie because it's just in captivity, and you're just like, oh, that's cool. What is its genetics like? What's the biology like? Like I want you to dissect it and use like a microscope and like figure out what's this thing is on a molecular level. It's like, well, that's not what people want to see. Right. I want to see that, but
yeah, I mean that's the trick with the Alien,
the
because
colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
What?
That was weird.
Who was that?
That was Siri.
Oh, okay.
It's very strange.
So, okay, we're gonna have to move on. I'm looking at the time. We're already 42 minutes in. Yeah, I think both of us were all kind of on the same page where it's like it's interesting. It's not terrible, but if it stays on its current trajectory, it's gonna ultimately be boring and just like whatever. Don't care. So we'll see where it goes. Maybe it's got a twist coming up or something crazy that's gonna happen. Who knows? We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I'll keep watching, see what happens. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Is it coming out one a week?
Yeah, the first day 2 episodes came out, I think, and now it's one a week.
Okay.
Mondays,
gotcha.
Monday. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be a 1 a week deal, and that's on FX. If you have Hulu, if you have Hulu with Disney, I watched an Alien TV show on my Disney account. That's words that are just wild. Ben, tell us more.
In the year of our Lord, 2025.
What's a sentence you can say that wouldn't make sense to anybody 10 years ago? That's one of them. Ben, give us the scoop on these strange new worlds.
Well, so the 3rd season's been going, and I think that the best episode so far of the 3rd season just aired this last week. It's called The Sailot Who Ate Its Tail, and I think that that's really saying something. I mean, okay, so it's a good episode. It's a really good episode. I think that it was nice having an episode this season that didn't rely on things out from outside the time stream of Strange New Worlds. It seems like a lot of the episodes this season have been kind of bringing in elements from other Trek shows, which are great. It's totally awesome. But the other Trek shows happen later in the timeline, so there's really no excuse for a lot of what we're seeing. Mostly because it just gets contradicted by a bunch of stuff later on in the time stream. But this latest episode did not have that. and the Salot Who Ate Its Tail. It was wonderful. It was an episode where Lieutenant Commander James Kirk assumes his first command of the Farragut as acting captain after a major crazy thing happens that kind of disables the ship, and so Enterprise is called in, and they get kind of sucked into it too. So it was a really cool and neat episode, and the twist at the end was well done. So bravo, Star Trek.
The same Kirk that we've seen before on Strange New Worlds and on
yes,
that other show. Okay.
Just Strange New Worlds. Yeah. Yes.
Wasn't he?
He wasn't on Discovery.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
But some of the
Was.
Strange New Worlds people were, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Spock and the whole crew.
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the whole
number
crew.
one, and Pike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were,
I
yeah.
couldn't remember all the timey-wimey.
You just
well, that's
gotta
cool.
watch it, man.
What's a Salot?
A Salot it's like a cat. It's a pet. It's like a giant bear, really. You know, that's kind of kept as a pet on Vulcan.
I was just gonna say, didn't Spock have one as a kid?
Yeah. It's about like 8 foot tall with giant fangs.
Is that one of those animated series things?
Yes. So, but like as cool as all this is, I think it's really awesome. We should celebrate a win. Star Trek just got its first Hugo Award this year since the Next Generation's finale. And it was for Lower Decks. And in fact, they got 2 Hugo Awards. And so the first one that they got was for Best Presentation Short Form, which went to the final episode of the show, Lower Decks.
Wow.
So way to go. Well deserved. Very cool. And then they also won a Hugo for the interactive graphic novel Star Trek Lower Decks Warp Your Own Way. Which is a choose your own adventure comic book.
Oh, wow.
Written by Ryan North, who's incredible. Like everything I've ever read from Ryan North is just tremendous. And are you guys familiar with Ryan North?
No,
I don't think
I'm
so.
not.
So you'd know him from Dinosaur Comics.
I'm sorry.
As well.
Like the 90s sitcom people in costumes dinosaurs?
No, Dinosaur Comics. In 2003, it was a web comic which had the same kind of couple of panels of these dinosaurs.
Yeah, different text. And yeah.
Yes, yeah. But so he kind of got his start there, but he's been writing Adventure Time. He's been writing a bunch of Marvel comics for years.
Right on.
He's won Eisner Awards for The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
Nice.
And then he also we've talked about him on this podcast because he was the writer for B to the F, the Tumblr blog turned into a novel or a review, a page by page review of the original Back to the Future novelization.
That was wild. I remember that.
Yeah. He wrote a book and made a video game out of To Be or Not to Be. That is the Adventure, a retelling of Shakespeare's Hamlet, which is a choose your own adventure thing. Yes. More on that a little bit later. Anyhow, Ryan North has been doing some incredible stuff, and he's also been writing like all of the Lower Decks comics, or most of them at least.
Fantastic.
And so he got he and Star Trek Lower Decks got a Hugo win for Warp Your Own Way. So way to go,
Great.
Star Trek.
Good job.
Especially because like winning a Hugo is kind of a big deal. It's not like this isn't the first time Star Trek's won a lot of Hugo Awards since its inception in 1953. but it's the first time since 1994 with the Star Trek: The Next Generation finale. All good things.
Man,
So yeah,
that's great. Good for them.
yeah. Season 5 of Lower Decks was also nominated for a Nebula Award this year, but lost out due to Dune Part 2.
Ah, stupid Dune.
Yeah. They get all the fun.
I still got to watch part 2. I don't know why I'm putting it off.
Yeah, but
I think because I want to rewatch 1 before it since it's been so long, and I just don't have that much time to watch 2 huge movies like that.
Sure. All right. Whatever.
We rewatched 1 like a couple weeks before going to see 2, and it was still really good because I'd only seen it once in the theater, and that was the second time I'd seen it. And like, it's such a good movie. It doesn't feel long to me, at least.
I mean, that's great. Whether it feels long or not, it's still the same units of time.
Time it takes. Yeah.
Time doesn't care about your feelings, Devin. Put that on a box somewhere. We're going to have to skip right along, and I'm not going to do my other science bit. I'll save it for next week. It's fine. It's cool. It's about quantum stuff. But for now, we're going to take ourselves a little break. And when we come back, we are doing a book club. And it is a short story by Kurt Vonnegut called To Be or Not to Be. And we'll explain what that means when we come back. So we'll be right back.
Like it or not, federal funding for schools is shrinking, making education a local issue. That means your help is so necessary right now. I'm Benjamin Daniel Ellis, and your local parent-teacher-student association needs your support. That's the PTA, PTSA, PTO, whatever they call it. A donation of time or money goes a long way. Help organize an event, call potential sponsors, or see if your employer offers donation matching. Every bit helps local students thrive. No affiliation here. I just thought it'd be cool of you. Thanks, and back to the show.
And we're back.
Heyo.
Hi.
Hey.
And a big thank you to our patrons, Renee and Josh. Thanks a lot, y'all. And thanks for sending us stuff, Renee. We talked a little bit about it mid-pod. And if you want to know, it was interesting.
Yeah. Become a patron and know all of our secrets. Yeah. A more public secret.
Everyone.
Yeah, a lot of secrets are told. Renee commented on our Patreon about last week's unedited episode and says, my 7 and 13-year-old both loved K-pop Demon Hunters. And I was so surprised how many cosplayers there were already at Comic-Con. They both have watched it so much. My 13-year-old has been alternating between that soundtrack, 90s alternative, and Sleep Token. It's pretty awesome. Lol. That's great. You're like, you've done it. You've cracked the code on momming your child. Like, just those, the fact that they're choosing those bits of music to enjoy on their own time means you won. Good job. The kids, I still haven't watched the full movie, but the kids forced my wife to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, and afterwards she was like, that was a pretty good movie. I was like, I've heard.
There you go.
I've heard several times.
Yeah. So for Martine, it's like no thank you, Fantastic Four, but yay, K-pop Demon Hunters.
That's right. All right. She's got a limit. Especially when it comes to Marvel. I think the world has a limit. Ben, tell us, what are we reading next week?
Next week, we are going to read a story that won the 1972 Nebula Award for Best Short Story. This is When It Changed by Joanna Russ. And
awesome.
Yeah, so we'll have a link to where you can download it on archive.org or listen to it read to you because you're lazy on YouTube.
Yeah, that was directed directly at you, Devin, just so you know. No one else. And of course, this week we are doing Kurt Vonnegut's To Be or Not to Be. We have links to Gutenberg and YouTube for the lazy. Who wants to talk about this?
And specifically, the not is a 0. This is 2, and then the letters BR, the number 0, the number 2, and then the letter B. If you're trying to search for this, with spaces.
It looks like 2 bro
True bro to be.
Too bro to be. That's what it looks like.
Which is like the best. That sounds like I know my calculus, like a bro, like a boy band, a bad boy band song. Too bro to be.
Boy band calculus. That's a good title that no one will understand but you.
Yeah, that's right.
So I read the Gutenberg.org just like text file, like raw text file.
My man.
My man. At the beginning it says here, actually first, let's see, this e-text was produced from World of If January 1962. So is that when this story came out? 1962?
Yes, 1962. That's it.
Okay, wow. Like the language of this, I was thinking more closer to early 70s, but maybe he was ahead of his time. Got a problem? Just pick up the phone. It solved them all, and all the same way. To be or not to be.
Everything was perfectly swell.
We're just going to read the whole thing.
Might as well, right?
There were no prisons, no slums, no insane asylums, no cripples, no poverty, no wars. All diseases were conquered. So was old age. This is there's a couple things to talk about with this short story. First is the way that it was written. Kurt Vonnegut's style is fantastic. I love the way he writes. He's got this very like loose lingo way of talking within his stuff. And then there's like the content of the story as well, which is just horrifying. And then there's the fun little bits like songs and propaganda. Like it's
well, in a lot of his books, he like has doodles.
That's
like
right.
Just draw something. It's funny because I listened to Breakfast of Champions, read by John Malkovich.
Oh my gosh.
Huh.
And he's already John Malkovich, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because then that book in particular has a bunch of drawings by Kurt Vonnegut. And it's like John Malkovich just says, and then there's a drawing of, and they just like, it's very bluntly like, and there's a drawing of a man. And then he keeps reading and like, it's just so, it's already so surreal to have you reading this. And then you're just like, oh, and then there's a drawing of this. Anyway. It's weird.
Yeah. I remember one of his books that I read. I want to, maybe it was Catch-22. I can't remember.
Didn't write Catch-22.
Not, what am I thinking of? Not Catch-22 then.
Joseph
You're
Campbell?
thinking of Slaughterhouse-Five.
Slaughterhouse-Five. Thank you. I knew I was close. The fact that you knew that, Devin, we're friends forever. Slaughterhouse-Five. It was when he was like, I saw an alien and it looked like this, and then there was a doodle, and it was like the craziest looking thing. And when I read that for the first time, I was like, this is insane. How is this a book? This is so cool. Only in sci-fi. Oh, I love it. Anyways, Ben, go through the story with us. What happens?
Well, all right. I mean, it's important to know that like the entire society is built on a particular thing. Like population control happens because they've solved all like aging, and the only way that new people can come into this world is if other people volunteer to leave it.
Yeah, and there's conversations between characters about like the morals of this, which is cool.
Yeah. And so the title is "To Be or Not to Be" is the phone number that you call for the to make an appointment at the gas chamber to die.
And he hold on. Kurt Vonnegut took the time to come up with slang for what this thing is.
Oh, so much slang.
And that was like, I'm trying to find the list of it. Because it was a little unhinged. It was like, here we go. Automat, Birdland, Cannery, Catbox, Delouser, Easy Go, Goodbye Mother, Happy Hooligan, Kiss Me Quick, Lucky Pierre, Sheep Dip, Warring Blender, Weep No More, and Why Worry. That's the
Yeah.
slang that people use in this world for
The Federal Bureau of Termination.
yeah, volunteering to die.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, they do make points about like, hey, do you want it to be 20 billion people overpopulated? Like, that's horrible, and it was just gonna be 40 billion the next year. So like, this is a better way to go. And meanwhile, the other side of the conversation is like, you're crazy. This is all insane. There's a man.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, so the setting of this is in a hospital, in a wing of the hospital where it doesn't get used much, but it's the childbirthing unit. Yeah, the maternity ward. And so there's a man there who is, you know, he and his wife were planning on having a kid. Well, they're having triplets. So in order to have these triplets, they have to have 3 volunteers.
Yeah, and they only had one volunteer because they thought they were only having one kid. And who was it? Like their grandma or something?
His dad.
Yeah.
Right? Their grandfather.
His dad.
Yeah.
Or yeah, their grandfather, yeah.
So he's sitting there, hands in his head, because his dad volunteered to die so that one of his 3 kids could live. How horrible.
Well, yeah. Well, now he has to choose which of the 3 kids will live.
Right. At least they all look the same. I mean, you can't. Don't tell me that you can look at the 3 triplets and go like, "Oh, these are very distinct humans." No, they're brand new clones. They're exactly the same. It wouldn't matter. I know that's not right at all.
Let's put a pin in that.
Give me a week, and the one that cries the least and keeps me up the least, then that one will keep.
See, that's what I'm saying. Give them a grace period of a couple weeks. It's awful. Right, so it is awful.
Yeah, no, that's really terrible. In this wing, they are dedicating it to a volunteer who had passed away, and they're painting a mural. Someone's painting a mural, and he's not really into it, but everybody that works there, all the people who, you know, the doctors who help to keep this entire crazy world going, as well as the people dressed in purple, who are the workers that man the end of life, you know, the
FBT.
Termination Bureau.
Yeah,
right.
The guy that's painting, he's an awesome character. I'm going to read a couple of his lines. The painter thumbed his nose at the orderly. When I decide it's time to go, he said, it won't be at the sheep dip. A do-it-yourselfer, eh? Said the orderly. Messy business, Grandpa. Why don't you have a little consideration for the people who have to clean up after you? What a twisted way to look at that. But here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what an incredible story. You know, there's Dr. Hitz is the
7 foot tall.
Yeah. Trying to find exactly like
240 years old. I know that.
Yeah. He's kind of one of the oldest. He was the doctor. Yeah, he was the doctor that had come up with how everybody could just not age anymore.
Right.
And everybody was really thankful to him because he single-handedly created this utopia, really.
Here it is. It's in the description of the painting. It was a portrait of a tanned, white-haired, omnipotent Zeus, 240 years old. Who doesn't admire him, she said again. He was responsible for setting up the very first gas chamber in Chicago. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is okay, so this story, I mean, it does come to a head at the end. And there are some sudden deaths and so forth. We don't have to go through all of it. Read the story; it's great.
Well, I mean, I think the flippant way that this particular person, the woman doctor, oh, no, she's not a doctor. Sorry, she's from the termination
bureau. Yeah,
bureau. Yeah. And then that doctor comes in and she's like enamored with him, and exactly what you just said, like she's like, oh, he's the first one who set up the gas chambers, like he's awesome. And the guy's sitting there like, because of all this, I have to choose to kill 2 of my kids. Like, you shouldn't be so flippant about it. And that's what brings to a head of that guy well, killing her and that doctor and himself to make room
Right.
for his 3 kids.
Yeah. First he fired. First he killed the doctor. Doctor hits. Then he
Well,
shot the lady.
I mean, the
and then he
doctor
shot
was being pretty
himself.
flippant. The doctor was being quite
Oh
flippant
no,
because
yeah,
he said, "This child of yours, whichever one you decide to keep, Mr. Whaling, he or she is going to live on a happy, roomy, clean, rich planet thanks to population control. In a garden like that mural there. 2 centuries ago, when I was a young man, it was a hell that nobody thought could last another 20 years. Now, centuries of peace and plenty stretch before us as far as the imagination cares to travel." And then he gets shot dead because that was a terrible thing to say to somebody
well,
that's
yeah,
trying, like, number one.
and obviously this father had planned on it because he brought a loaded gun to a hospital.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
And then so he shoots him, says, "There's room for one, a great big one," he said, and then he shoots the lady who works there. "It's only death," he said to her as she fell. "There, room for 2." And then he shot himself, making room for all 3 of his children. Nobody came running. Nobody seemingly heard the shots. So, like, what I'm more interested in with this story is what is Vonnegut trying to tell us in this moment?
I think it's like we do need to do something about population control or anything else that's like requires society to make huge decisions like this. But how do we go about doing that? Obviously, this is an extreme example, which we would hopefully reject, but you have to consider the benefits of it. I mean, if it really is such a like a utopian society like this, how much are you willing to pay to have that kind of society? Is it worth doing something like this? Of course, with that advanced technology, it would also be like, well, wait a minute, how did you have triplets and not know it? Like, and couldn't you have controlled that
No,
some way?
it said they took X-rays at the beginning of the story. Took X-rays and he knew that he was having triplets. So I was thinking like this. I think is very clearly like, hey, exterminating people is not a good idea. And I think that this is like a direct connection to like the Holocaust. And like, yeah, you got rid of all these people that the people on high decided shouldn't be here. But what choice is that for you to make? So I'm gonna make the choice instead. It's like a violent response to that. It feels like where it's like, oh, so I need to kill 3 people. Fine, I'm gonna kill 3 people. And not to say that that's the right thing, but it is a meaningful response to the complacency that this world has fallen into with just casually killing people. Life just doesn't matter. It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, yeah, but if it came from a place of extreme overpopulation, you would obviously have to think about why that came about, how that worked, and they don't go into that in the story, so we can't really talk about it.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he chose gas chamber, right? Like, there are a ton of ways that people could kill themselves. Hangings, pills, all that stuff. He specifically chose gas chamber, and I think that's the key to what he's really saying here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
Indeed.
We know he did serve in World War II, so.
Oh, well then, yeah, of course. Yeah. So, don't let the fascists get you down. Still, apparently. This is a great story. I love Kurt Vonnegut. All of his stuff is just weird and cool.
He's got other short stories if we're ever in need of more short stories.
Oh, we're going to dip back into that for sure. We've got to.
Yeah, I'm down.
And I guess the to be or not to be as a title is just like a cheeky like joke. Because it's like to be alive or not to be alive.
Is like people clearly choose to do that sometimes. Well, first of all, if someone just randomly chooses, they're like, I've had enough of life. Which makes sense. If you're immortal, you can, eventually you're still going to be like, look, I've had enough. I think it'd be more than 200 years, but people might make that decision. Does that open up a slot? Do people then like, oh, hey, there's a slot open. Like you can have a kid and not have to like convince somebody to kill themselves.
I think like that's the thing is it's a fake choice, right? People who can live forever are never going to choose to die, right? His grandfather or this guy's father chose to sacrifice himself for his grandchild. It wasn't like, oh, I'm done, I've lived enough. No, like that's the wool that they're pulling over your eyes, is saying that you have a choice. You don't. All the people that have immortality are going to do whatever they can to keep that immortality, which means no one else can have what they want. If this family didn't get anybody to sacrifice for them, they'd have to kill all 3 kids. Like they didn't get pre-approval. That's why this guy, Luigi Mangione, this guy, he was like, I've had enough. Like you say, like someone has to die. It's going to be you. I'm choosing you. Oh, I love this story even more. It's even better now. I think that's part of what they're saying as well. Is it's the illusion of choice. It's the illusion of a better world. It's horrific. Anyway,
yeah.
Good job, Vonnegut. You are well known for a reason. All right,
I think it's pretty Vonnegut.
Vonnegut, not Goot.
Vonnegut.
I've
never heard someone say Goot, but
it's
I don't know. It's spelled that way. Goot, but
how would I have heard his name? I might have gotten an audiobook of his from the library when I was a wee lad. I'm probably mispronouncing it though. All right, so that's it for this week. Go read that. It's a cool story. Cool. It's a very interesting story. Made me feel things. Next week, When It Changed by Joanna Russ, or is it Roos?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just gonna say it how I'm gonna say it. And we of course have links in our show notes for you to read that or listen/watch it. Guys, is there anything else we want to talk about before we end this thing?
Devin, you got any last words?
End it all. Go check out a suicide booth.
Ooh, someone please reach out to Devin and make sure he's safe.
That's just what that story reminded me of from
Futurama. Yeah, I'm sure Futurama, like the idea of suicide booth in the future, it's like that's pretty Vonnegut coded, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, in that case, Ben, do you have any last words?
Well, so this is a true story. My wife and her mom were driving around, and my mother-in-law looked over and said, "Look at that house. They just have a bunch of junk all over their front yard." And Nicole said, "Mom, I'm pretty sure that's a garage sale."
Good night, everybody.
This has been the Science Faction Podcast. Tweet to the host at SciFact Podcast. Email them at sciencefactionpodcast@gmail.com and visit sciencefactionpodcast.com for more episodes.